Well, believe it or not, it is June 9th, Tuesday, 2026, and it's in-person voting right here in 89101. Now at our, City Hall, just up the road, really, we have free ice cream, limited availability at 3 p.m. I'm not looking to eat any or lick any. Is it fat-free, sugar-free? Is it organic? Is it gluten-free? Is it good for you? Is it kosher? Is it Greek? Does it have Greek yogurt in it? Is it sorbet? Is it real ice cream? And of course, all of these gross kids looking like this. And so, to be proactive. And my best friend, she got mad at me once, specifically at Sam's Club, last summer, right? Because we ate pizza and she paid for it. And I got a soda. I'm not sure if she did, and we ate it in there. Now I threw away the receipt. And so she was stern, and and I was worried, but she said never throw away receipts. So I have, what I have. And of course at the Trump International Hotel, they stole a lot of receipts, and the David Kohlmeyer stole a lot of receipts as well. And my lighting's not perfect, but it's not that bad. And my hair's getting longer now. I guess I'm their hybrid Tupac and Marilyn Monroe. Is that for my mother's name, Marilyn? And I just have such a voluptuous body, right? So of course we've got, I have this because I'm so special, right? So since I'm so special. Now it really did gross me out, and I was extremely embarrassed for months, right? But because that's what came off my toes, right? And so if I'm going to City Hall, obviously to vote in person, and if you can believe it, myself and my ex-boss and ex-fiance for many years, 7, and we didn't make it to 8, and that would be, this year. So, I don't want them to take this if I have to go through the TSA, for lack of a better terminology, censors. And then I got this right when I drove back the same night when I was staying at Hilton Garden Inn that my father and stepmother lovingly paid for, over $4,000, right? So I walked to that CVS or Walgreens right there on Las Vegas Boulevard, the strip south, and crossed over Blue Diamond. So I got this because they were toxicating everything. Food, beverages, non-alcoholic, I don't say food like that, cigarettes, iced coffees, and so much more. So, and so all it shows up, and then you don't know if this test is real or whatever, it just shows up for marijuana. And mine was medical. Now I had thrown it away before Agape and I drove all the way up Nevada and dumped down before we got to Sacramento without Google Maps. And somehow we got back here. In our soft top Jeep. Well, not to waste too much time, but so much of my apparel and everything else got stolen at Southern Hills, right? Many dresses that I liked that were new, and in hotels and motels and casinos, or hybrid hotels and motels and casinos. So they didn't steal these, right? Which is weird because I bought them at the Walgreens on Paradise near the German restaurant. Now, Scott Setters and I went there one time with his TPOs on, and they had really good German vegetarian meatballs and gravy. It was really good. The food came out really fast. It's headed to the airport almost on the east side. On the, let's see, it doesn't matter, I guess, the southeast corner. So I was scared to go there with him because legally we could not be seen together, and so many Alaskans love to come down to Las Vegas because it's relatively close, and I can usually always, identify them, at least in their shorts, no matter what time of the weather and or year season it is right here in Las Vegas. So as I already truthfully documented, I'm on my way to vote in person. I forgot water, and I don't want to pass out for a heat stroke, so they steal my backpack with all of, Scott Center's documents and put me in a hospital. And with respect, I don't think white people should wear these shirts. I bought it for a nightgown, Halloween Eve of 2025. I know I'm so everything they're not and will never be. Now, according to my, Google interface webpage, and, a lot of people are tampering with my stuff illegally. My favorite lawyer, I won't say his name, and Miracle M is a close second. And, he did secure my guns for me legally for victim SC. So is a son of her, well, I got third mayor, right? So he's on, I think it was MSNBC, saying the Las Vegas Review-Journal had a, don't quote me or him exactly, headliner, anything but Oscar. Was there an exclamation point or a semicolon or a period or a question mark or an asterisk? Now I'm repeating myself, but this place means a lot to me, as we know, and I never say dirty cup. I don't even say cup like we know, right? So it's just what it is. Thank you. The good ones. I mean it. Well, here I am. City Hall, vote. Bumodo, vote. Not making fun of the Spanish language. So is our chasing me down like an ice cream truck. These police never light me up. Always on 10, always too loud, always too hard for this bougie crowd. Don't quote myself for Ice Cube. So that person called me Dolly. Apparently I look like Tupac and Marilyn Monroe, Dolly Parton hybrid. It must be my chest. Is that where Tupac got shot in the chest, right? Tortas, wings, tacos. No free ice cream. I didn't want any anyways. So I did learn how to drive with this music. Fat double TD. A lot of, well, his wording, it's all about, you know, everything they're doing to me is illegal, as we know. From the Bible, the Christian Bible, with some cussing and MFs. Exit only, the office of all of this, customer care center. I'm single now, who wants, a lot of people do. Athens is here to legally vote. Now, I am, because of Scott Randall Centers, registered as a nonpartisan in Nevada. And I have friends and people I like to interview on all political ideology lines. So I don't even know if I can vote in the primary. And it does matter. And you can look, if you search my name, well, Maureen Athens, it shows up. I think my name is before Scott Centers with my permanent address. Not his, and now I'm wearing this again, so I keep checking if it fell off. Happy Not Taco Tuesday voting June 9th, 2026 in Las Vegas City Hall. You know, that went really well. And I didn't know, I thought because it was e-voting in person, right? So I thought when it printed out, I voted for 3 people I won't say. And I know, because that's who I could vote for. Now, I did change my political ideology, but then I was thinking, because don't tell anybody, I do want North Las Vegas Mayor Pamela Goins-Brown, if she wants to run for next term for mayor here. Am I allowed to vote for her as a registered Republican? And back to us. So when it printed out, I thought I got to keep it. But of course, it went into and we're not in vote by mail Alaska. And of course, at my Regency Towers, for 3 years, vote by mail forms came to myself, but not my ex from Anchorage, Alaska, right? And anybody can take your mail-in ballots, because I know in Alaska, I covered that story for months, right? For months. And then we have sweeps up there. Well, we didn't. So they wanted me to cover the marijuana getting legalized in Alaska. I didn't really want to, and I'm not one to, advertise when I smoked marijuana or before work or anything, but I learned a lot, about taxation and everything. So anyway, and there was a good volunteer named Andrea, and I don't know, a lot of people are doing illegal stuff to me, right? So it did make sense, it did make sense. And I got this, and I got a little USA flag for myself and one for Lil Randall. Now I got 2 I voted stickers, and on, the phone that Anchorage, Alaska illegally took that the FBI has, I had my I voted in person sticker on that. And like I said, this is the most pretty city hall I've ever seen, and the police marshal was very professional and nice, because I'm such a big deal. Did he have to escort me? Very funny. Thank you for watching ABC, Fox, and the CW Alaska, right? And I would like to say, I'm not some magazine person, but the reason that I wanted to go there is because my grandfather loved Alaska and Fox News, but he wasn't like that. I've already talked about in previous newscast documentaries live. But my yaya, my Greek grandmother, had Fox News on blasting all the time for about last 10 years of her life. She was like an encyclopedia, right? But I never called her. I should have. I had to ask her real facts and Kid Fox National babysit all these affiliates, at least down here, local, Henderson, Las Vegas, right? And in Anchorage, Alaska. I was doing well. And then I entered Peter Navarro because the White House, I got on their radar through my own hard work. And what else was I going to say? So my yaya would have, and I look a lot like her, not to brag, but I do, and with the fake blonde hair because she was a real blonde from Samos. And of course, that's 7 kilometers from Turkey, the most eastern part of the European Union, or Europe, really. European, yes. So we could see each other swimming. Now, I don't have anything against them, really. Now, am I going to go spend my money in Constantinople or Istanbul? But then Hagia Sophia is there, St. Sophia in Gringlish or English, that's turned into a mosque. I'm probably not. I'm just going to stay in Samos. So then when my yaya would fall asleep, because I would sleep in her nursing home with her, but not in her bed till the couple nights before she died and passed away on my arms on my birthday in 2019, I would turn it down when she fell asleep and I'd be in my little cot. I miss those days. It is sentimental to do it at City Hall. I did interview my favorite mayor ever in here. Like I said, and I checked if I had my Nevada driver's license because I started doing that after everything happened in Alaska. I only didn't really think about down here, but now I do more. Reporting live from City Hall, I'm Maria Athens for Athens Intelligence across my globe. I'm not one to ever like to walk and eat or smoke or drink. As we know, I'll stop and chug water. Love, Agape, Happy, Kalamata and Maria Athens. And Lil Randall. I'm not planning any of these newscaster documentaries. They just come out. You can't say anything, right? Anyone but Athens. Love the LVRJ and so many other bottom feeders. It all starts and ends with the Regency Towers. At least for the 4 of us, and we're all mammals, and Lil Randall. Remember when I was out here super skinny about 7 months ago and my hair was shorter and my glasses, well, they were prescription, right? 1 pair I bought and 2 pairs, 1 pair, get one for free, right? At Precision Vision and Boulevard Mall. The 3rd pair was through Silver Summit Health Insurance, and I was out here smoking cigarettes and dancing around. Things are better. Time management. Always legal since I got sober. Very funny. Smile. Sorry. Got one of these for Lil Randall, and I don't want to lose one, and I didn't even think about it, but all of his military gear and everything else, most of it's at home, and it's only, now he is a material object, and like we know, he is more important than any other material object in my life. And he doesn't have a passport or Happy, but Kalamata and Agape Athens do from Athens, Greece. They're EU pet passports. Now, Agape and Kalamata Athens have EU pet passports from Greece. They're in Greek. And the photo is optional. I never put it on there because, well, I don't know. It was so small and I should have, But every time we went through customs in a different country, I asked, can you stamp their passport with a new country? And people looked at me like, oh, that's weird. Why? And, I paid for their tickets at that time, but not always when they became official service animals when we got back to America. But why can't they get frequent flyer miles or at least just stamp their EU pet passports? I have Agape. She's 21 in the afterlife. On the 16th, she'll be 22. But not really. She is in the afterlife, right? So she died a couple days shy of her 19th birthday. I had her for 19 years. Kalamata Gatula's pet passport was stolen in Fayette, Alabama, along with my legal firearms and my own passport and much else. But I care about here a lot. I hate Alabama, let's just face it. I don't hate it, but I do not like anything out of it. Now, I do have some friends there that I like, though. One of them we only met once, and we're lifelong friends. That's Marcus Allen. I don't want to cry. I mean, I don't, but it's just, it is what it is, you know? Now, I did bring one cigarette, and I know, I don't need to smoke it, but I just feel like it. I do. I do. I can see the hate in their eyes. Hate in their eyes. Not everybody, you know? And my perspective is off kilter a little bit because of all of them. So I apologize to anybody that's a good one, and I was confused. I don't do that either. Hey, rocked out to their pinky rings and so much more. You heard it here first. Have a happy Tuesday, you voting in person day, Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. They love me so bad. If these walls could talk. Las Vegas Review Journal. Anybody but Oscar! Anybody but Athens! Cloning, copying, everything for robots and more. Maria Athens, Kalamata Athens, Happy Athens, and Agape Athens. For Brian Greenspun and all of them. Reporting live from City Hall, Las Vegas, I'm Maria Athens for Not All of You. For myself and KPVM-TV, just not tonight. All of them, right? If these walls could talk, oh, ours can. Ceilings, floors, everything, right? How's Leslie Sandowski? Does she have a big fat purple or black dildo up her disgusting, obese, sweaty lips, holes, or whatever for me and abusing my animals? I don't think like this. I still don't. Games. Now, this afternoon went really well. It did. I mean, of course, there's the, bottom of the barrel and everything. And, well, I know I'm so right now, I'm not really, but I am, Ooh. It was, I got a perfect backdrop. I do. I am proud of this. Not like that. So, and it was really good, and I won't say their names, but I talked to 3 diverse people that work in length, of different age groups, and and it went really well. I learned a lot. I talked, and I listened because I wanted to too, and we'll give people a chance, but it's been hard. And I'm really glad I came in person. I voted. Where's my sticker? I voted. These sick people are so, illegally fascinated by myself. To my left, we have Clark County Detention Center, and to my right, we have our Criminal Justice Center. How's LVMPD Police Officer T. Bassett for the Las Vegas Review Journal Sun? Sweaty Greenspun balls. Do you dress up as me? To put it in context, I never really thought about this, but then I asked Clark County with respect, employees, officials, government, right? How long have you worked in your position and or for the city of Las Vegas? And they ranged from 7 months to 20 years. So that would mean, different political administrations. And as we know, with respect, LVMPD Police Sheriff Kevin McMahill, not to be confused with them who called him MacMahill, right? And so I'm thinking in my head, right, oh, is that a new white rapper? He's armed, of course, but, and I've already talked about this. So he had to run for himself. And I did watch, some of his campaign videos and graphics viewed and listened, and they're really good. So that took a lot of time as our full-time sheriff here, right? So we've got retired, out of retirement, and the whole thing. Now, I have never lived in a place, I don't think, that police, sheriffs, and judges have to run against others or themselves. I put my sticker on the back of this phone case. Now I got the case at Marshall's, so I'm glad it didn't break. It was only $4 to $7. My favorite Marshalls in my neighborhood, Maryland and Twain, pretty much. So when the city of Las Vegas employee went like this, right? And he looked like a professional dancer or something. You know, he just stopped it. It didn't break. Should I have bought a $100 one? That's an Apple. So I did that in, well, Anchorage. And I'm not some anti-COVID queen or anti-vote by mail, but I am based on reality and so much more. You heard it here first. St. Joan of Catholic Arc at 6 p.m. across from our Las Vegas jail. And if you're Catholic or Episcopalian, you don't even have to get rebaptized to marry one of us. I'll keep it Greek Orthodox. The little bitch journalists, right? Male or female. They love me. The T for Detroit. I don't talk like this or think like this. Dirty balls, dirty paper, small balls, sweat, dirty lips. All about that paper, yo. And prestige. All because of me. I know. From my hair to my toenails and more. And all four of us are mammals. Should I say it again? Happy voting! In person. So I thought about this for a long time, right? This wasn't here before. So this is here with respect. LVMPD, police officer, police marshal is here. That's red. Now, if this wasn't open, kind of, and there was a real emergency for them or anyone else, right? How would they barrel through it? Very funny. Are you a City of Las Vegas, Fremont Street security guard? Voted in person. Don't tell anybody I voted for Buck, Lombardo, and Goodman. Tuesday, June 9th, 2026, from downtown Las Vegas. City Hall, right next to all of this. Oh yeah, we're vintage, we're vibing. Trying to get home to bring this to Lil Randall and myself and get home. Nothing good can happen after night and or dark, 24/7 neon Las Vegas. So some key takeaways. I could change my political affiliation because Scott Centers want me to be nonpartisan. It's online. My permanent residence, not his. He bought it for me and he never lived there, but it's under his name, thank God. So then I was thinking, you know, I would like, I mean, if she wanted to, you know, if she still wants to, if North Las Vegas Mayor Pamela Goins Brown would want to run for next campaign season and be the mayor of Las Vegas, you know, but now we're registered as Republican. So I don't know if I could vote for it, but I could, right? Now, maybe not in the primaries. And what else? So then I was talking about this. So this chick name, I think, go with Melissa in our building. So I didn't really know. Now, when I got home in 2022, when, well, you know, Alaska still had the clampdown on Scott Centers and TPOs, he wanted us to get one of those not the full Las Vegas Country Club membership, but we could take couples tennis. Now, I know how to play couples tennis, and I'm ambidextrous, so I play tennis with my my right hand, but when I try to hit the ball with the racket on my left hand, it's more powerful, but I can't control that. Take that as you will, within the lines. So, you know, it really wasn't the time after everything that happened in Alaska. So we go into Las Vegas Country Club. Now, I said it smelled bad. Now, I'm not putting down golf. It's not my thing. I'd rather shoot guns legally, of course. Primarily not in shooting ranges, although I did like the one in Casper, Wyoming when I went to Scott Centers twice. You could also smoke in AA meetings there, not going to AA ever again. So go with Melissa. Now she owns a housekeeping service, I think, which I guess would be a better. So anyway, she's running on the Republican ticket. She emails KPVM, don't quote me or them, so of something like this. Could I interview her? And I think I got the email forwarded. I'm not sure. Let's keep them out of it. They called me. So, but I live in the building. It's a conflict of interest. Now, I've never really talked to her. And they have this. So her husband, or whatever he is, now he looks like a white frat boy, the kind that gets drunk at the country club and drives their golf cart home. I'm not sure if they do. So then, I think I emailed her back or something. And I said, if you want to make a commercial with KPVM, I could even shoot it, and shoot it over there or drive it there, so they can make some money, So, and I don't usually talk like this. So then, so then I looked her up, because I didn't care about any of these people. I still don't. Not these bottom feeders. Like that Nobile guy. What is he, a little pansy, right? See where she looked like me or Sarah Jane's. It's also Sarah Jane's in the world. So there are. Not really. Sorry. So I look her up, right? So she's got some website and she's got her figure. And it's this, and she's like this on our balcony. Now, not our balcony, but all of our balconies will have the same, structure, right? And washing cars and the whole thing. Now, I'm not making fun of people that have nice cars. I'm not, but the whole thing. So then, what else was I going to say? Something good. I was like, so I just got in the ballot box and I hit whatever Democrat it was against Melissa, whatever her name is. And that's what I did. It was local council. Now in Anchorage, they say the assembly. So, I'm just not what they think I am. And I love this place, and hi, I'm not getting you in it, and I love this place. And I wish they would do a exhibit on my father, And the thing is, there's an addition. What if they have our ashtray, from the Regency Towers? It's not that big of a deal, I don't think this music goes with it. I think Mayor Goodman's still on the board. Let's all be who we really are. I did look. Obviously, I didn't know. Go with Melissa didn't win. She only got a couple % of the votes. And like I said, I would rather be myself, obviously. So if you're a good housekeeper, run on that ticket. It might have gotten you more votes. Not you, though. Not any of them. Our ever-evolving weather patterns, at least right here. Well, it's 6. And Stewart, and so I rolled up the flags because I don't say cause, they're sentimental. And Lil Randall is missing a lot of his everything, but not him. Thank God. Thank you. I mean it. I really mean it from the bottom of my everything. Thank you, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, for safeguarding Lil Randall in one piece. Now, the only Maria Athens in the entire world definitely has more silent supporters than I know about. But are they the ones I want? So I've got my I Love Las Vegas socks. Now, the I Love New York shirt, I don't think other cities should copy or anyone else. And so I folded these over. Now, what I was going to say, because, they match, but they're not too matchy-matchy. And, of course, we're right here and so many memories. Well, more so really with Happy, because he's alive and I got me in a stroller, and that was years ago. So, Southern Hills that I went to voluntary, I went to Sunrise voluntary for the 3rd time, and my favorite doctor ever, I think. Well, for a human, then there's Dr. Sapovala for Agape, Kalamata, and Happy in the future for Happy. So they sold in a lot of casinos and the Trump International Hotel 89109. Well, and hotel motels sold a lot of my stuff with a do not disturb sign. A lot of paperwork of myself and Scott Centers. And these socks didn't get stolen, so I wonder why. And a lot of dresses I like that were for work or non-work. That were a little bit tighter but not too tight. Good job. Good job. They're effed and they know it. But they keep going. you have your little pen and pad of paper out, or your little pencil, or your little puffy microphone? Is that good or bad? And today was good. I talked to some I won't say his name, a very distinguished gentleman in here who's really smart, and I learned a lot. I got back in one piece, take that as you will, and I'm pretty, I guess I have some old school, old world. And so, I just want to give him this, he's been through a lot. His dad always gave him those little Westgate pencils and put him in his right. Look at him. Look at him. One step closer to ROTC. And as all of us know who's watching, I am VIP status, for better or for worse. And of course, I'm not doing this to get attention or anything, but I do kind of want to cry about Maxine and everything, and who cleans her house, and I'll do it for free. So a good thing I have cigarettes right now, I'm not emotionally imbalanced or anything. I don't freak out or I don't say either start crying and spin out, but it is what it is, right? Voting day. So I'm not an actress, but I'd be a good one. And I just lost my best friend here, Maxine, or maybe ever, I don't know, a voicemail. And what was I going to say? I don't even remember. Thank God for cigarettes. Oh yeah, because Scott Centers at his relatively old age wanted to be whatever, I don't know, an Elon Musk-ish person through myself and my animals, right? And I don't like pink and red together. Only a nice Martini, Barbara Eden. And according to the internet, and that's why I always wanted to go to Baghdad for that show. And I'm not children music per se. And she's beautiful. How old is she now? 90-something, and her only son, at least according to her biography that I have in my dad's basement, died of a heroin overdose. He looks like his mother a lot, except he has brown hair and brown eyes and is much taller. Who's the abusive alcoholic on that newscast? Sorry, show. Her? Not putting down Larry Hagman, kept the whole thing. Then my mother didn't want me. She liked the show too, and she knew how much I loved it. She made me the Halloween costume, but didn't want me to wear a bikini right in 3rd grade. And she can sew really well and handmade clothes. She never had to. But then she didn't want me to ever be with a man who had me as a secret because I love the show so much. And it's our city motto here. It was fabulous at City Hall voting in person today. It's still June 9th, 2026 on the continental west side, West Coast Standard Time, right here in Las Vegas. Bell's palsy strong and the whole thing. I would like to add fabulously. So City of Las Vegas Mayor Shelley Berkley has more than a couple police marshals and/or, I'm not sure, her escorts in their City of Las Vegas Facebook. I don't think that was mine. Not funny. None of this is funny, and you can't make it up. More illegalities. Now the City of Las Vegas government Facebook page about 6 hours ago is promoting Arabic music right here in Las Vegas. Is that for Iran, America, Israel? Very funny. Saudi, Kuwait, Baghdad, Oman, Jordan, so many others. Abu Dhabi, should I go on and on? Qatar? It is illegal to stalk somebody and copy their every move, sound, breath. I'm alive. Can you hear me illegally? Can you see me illegally? Our mayor, right, spearheads this city. Mayor Shelley Berkley, right? So she identifies as being 100% Jewish, says on local news that she has no family in many of these countries, but she's pro-Israel. What about the good Arabs or Middle Easterners or Iranians, and more. You heard it here first. Dexia, Aristara, left, right, left. Who cares? I do. And at least Berkley and tight ass have offices at City Hall. Aristira, Dexia. Aristara, Dexia.
Trump's war of choice.
Our June 9th, 2026 voting polls are officially closed. Cliso. I've got alcohol-free Listerine. Now, when I went to purchase it, I think I said this. So I was going to buy because they didn't have it, right? There was one very high up. I know. So I looked at the alcohol content. It said, I think, 21.9%. I didn't write it down. And then they say alcohol kills germs. Alcohol in Greek. I was really alcohol on alcohol. According to my internet, a U.S. fighter jet got shot down. I believe it said 2 U.S. airmen who didn't die, right? And so now we've got all this. Of course, the lighting changes in the exact same location with no windows. They all just illegally love my drip. Interpret that as you will. So I'm not sure if I covered this on, no hairspray, I'm not alcohol anymore, thank God, on one of my real newscast documentary pieces. But the day, April 16th, I was scheduled to pick up Lil Randall from LV MPD EV. There was a, I think fake, Scorpion right up there. And it was going diagonal. Now, I used one of this, because I don't want to waste things. Lebanon, I think. And I got it, and then I broke it here. I mean, I was still going to pick up Lil Randall centers. Should I say again, this is totally illegal and very serious to the highest umpteenth ad infinitum degree. So people who are what they are don't have to, pretend that they're something they're not with fake photo ops. Should I, get my highlighters out and say I'm journaling for real? Now, I have written down what I've done, not OCD or anything, since I was little. Should I do matchy-matchy? I guess I need a red highlighter. Or gray. Or brown. Or blue. Yellow. Kitrino in Greek. Yellow. There was a very, respectable worker for City of Las Vegas in an accelerated college program. So I have so much going on. So this was a couple days or a week or so after I drove here from the last time to Fayette, Alabama, about a month before our last presidential election. I thought, my gut feeling was, our 45th president and vice presidential candidate would have a lot of, rallies here. What was I going to do in Fayette, Alabama? Lights were all messed up and the whole thing. So I drive here with my 3 service animals, Lil Randall, and my TV equipment I needed that was not left at my RT25D. So I'm not exactly sure, don't quote me or them, someone named Roberts with the last name, male, from Alabama. So I needed to call him for something. I'm not sure. I think he had, a scanner and doesn't have it anymore. Now, I was offered a scanner, but I didn't want it at the time. So I just pounded that pizza. We're decked out. Well, I am. So, it's still Black Music Month, according to City of Las Vegas. Is the Arab, Middle Eastern, classy, yes, performance to me. Is that at the Smith Center here in downtown Las Vegas, on the historic West Side, up on Rainbow, Decatur, Summerlin? I should put on my red lipstick again. Well, as luck would have it, coffee spilled here And that usually doesn't happen. Now, I do have this medal on, and these earrings stuff. So Maxine gave me this book, and it's called Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About. Oh, no. I hope nothing showed in there. So, but it's, so it didn't get that wet. So, but then my notebooks from home did, and my computer didn't, like I said. And, well, this, Gabi can't be on here at night, with this wet. So, and I would like to say, I don't know. I Googled the CEO or who the CEO is of YouTube, and he looks pretty good. I mean it. I mean, if it's real, his body language and his photos, his, resume, and his wife looks pretty and smart, right? I mean, I'd probably rather live in New York than there, but then how could you be the CEO of YouTube? Here's another one, okay? I don't follow any of these people. The only Greeks I follow are friends I used to work with by choice, and I don't have to say who I follow or I don't. So some, fat old lady with, pretty much neon white, I don't know if she's speaking in Greek or whatever. She's making fun of things, right? I don't know, people, places, or things. But she's got the bleep on there to bleep out cuss words. It's not rainbow stripes. It's for television. So they're on my YouTube or whatever. So Safe Light. Do you know how many Safe Lights I had to get for Scott Randall Centers? And most of the vehicles I drove. What did they do? And they do it in less than an hour. At least in Sarasota, Florida. Now, I did in Alaska, my Acura, I got a crack in my window, but that does happen in Alaska. I never fixed it. And they said it would spread, but it didn't. Well, maybe it did. Right. Do you know how many times I had to go to Safe Flight? For what? For the DNA of myself and my 3 service animals with Lil Randall too, and my television equipment, and my legal guns, or what?
We're early in this investigation, and these are the facts as we know them right now. This is our 6th officer-involved shooting in 2026.
Scott Centers, don't tell your supervisor Manoj, it's not our 8th anniversary. It's not, let's go Arabic, do. And that would have been technically March 7th, 2026. And that was never your workflow plan. And you never predicted my outcome. Am I smarter than all of you? Yes. But you have ad infinitum more money. And dumb. So on June 5th, 2026, Friday, where it was a fateful day for me, at least as a non-criminal walking citator, Lil Randall has never seen an LVMPD live. He actually has, with Livelsburger in front of Trump International 89109, will on the 1st of January, 2025, or was that presser days later? Look at Lil Randall. He's perfect. Now, I could be right, but doesn't our current president and 45 not take his presidential U.S. salary? O'Brien Greenspan, in terms of square footage and vertical and width and so much more. The Regency Towers, too, 2 of them are very in-depth. At least related to 25D, LVMPD. Now, Scott Centers is probably out of, the business picture, but they're still paying his bills, even AC. For me.